are back today. It's Mary and
Amma.
and we are going to be reviewing Ready to Love. We are actually we're about like 15 minutes at the end of episode 4, and then we're going to watch episode 5.
Yes.
So, just to be honest, we have not been watching. We have not been
not
interested.
This season. We have watched the past 3 seasons and just very disappointed that
nobody stays together.
One or two couples who are together. So
Reba, Mario, and then Simone and Rashid, who have stayed together.
Well, they weren't even together there. I mean, they were together after the show was over.
So we just be thinking that nobody's really serious, and it's just sad to see black people like
because it's not just because it's black people.
Not just black people, but just
really
because
they are like in their 30s, 40s, some of them in their 50s, and for them just not to be serious. But we had a special request from one of our subscribers, and so we are doing this for you.
Just for you. All right.
Okay, so just going off of, we haven't watched the whole of season 4 yet. We just
the 4 episodes. I just started. But I watched the 4th episode while I was down here a little bit, and I think I saw Corey go on a date with. We don't know their names. We're going to go by
I have
descriptions.
Some of their names, and as time goes on, we will remember who they are.
So Corey, the player. That's what I'm calling him.
Right.
He went out with the girl that had like the really long black hair or whatever and stuff like that.
The one who says she's feeling Corey.
Yeah. So they went on a date or whatever and stuff like that. I wasn't really feeling the date.
It seemed as though she was sitting on his lap.
No. Let me tell you what happened, child. What happened was they went on a walking date or whatever in nature or whatever. He's like, he's in his element. That's really cool, whatever stuff. Yeah. And they were talking and everything and stuff like that. And she said, he's really corny. I really don't like those type of guys, but he makes me laugh. I appreciate it or whatever and stuff. But they were talking and stuff like that. It seemed like she was kind of into him. He apparently went and fixed her tire when her car had broke down, whatever. Okay. So he fixed her tire. So she said her opinion of him then changed. But they were on the date, they were having a little picnic or whatever stuff, and they got on the bench, on a tree branch.
Right.
And they were talking. So he then was like, I'm going to get behind you because I want us to think about, going on a horseback riding date or something like that. So she was like, oh, okay. I don't know what's going on.
He comes behind it because he seemed very close now.
Yeah, because, for
a first date, that is such a red flag.
Yeah, and he said, I want to feel what it would feel like or whatever.
Goodness. And this man is 40. So now he wants fantasy dream dates without having to actually take you there.
Facts. But he said he was going to take her there. But yeah, so
that's what back again. Corey. Oh, there he goes.
I don't see. Anyway, they're about to see which man is about to go home. This is episode 4, so I'm sure some of y'all have already seen it. We haven't, so.
So let's just stop it. Let's stop it.
We'll be back. Your mom is fed up. She is going off.
Everything after that will just be growth.
So this is Tyrone.
Yeah, so we're with Tyrone and
I don't know her name.
Right, so then a lot of things just
Carrie.
Go downhill.
Carrie.
Tyrone and Carrie.
Aggressiveness.
What?
And,
let me know about the aggressive.
Let me explain.
Aggressive.
When he said you came at me aggressively, I was like, this is what we're doing. Okay, well let me have his moment because he's honestly uncomfortable.
At the mixer towards the end, I did get someone else's number, and like through the corner of my eye, like I can see like a little bit of body language.
Peripheral vision.
May have looked like disappointment, and I started to notice some things about you and how you show your feelings. To me, it just kind of made me uncomfortable.
Let's go back to you saying the aggressive part because I don't like that word.
Okay.
I showed interest in you.
Okay.
It wasn't aggressiveness. Just like Shiloh gave you her number, is the same way I gave you my number. So it's the same thing. But I didn't feel any type of way because I already knew she liked you.
Okay.
You can keep talking.
Yeah. And then you asked me about my date. 12:30 that night, I get the text from you. Question, ... Are you still interested? So I see it the next morning. I don't have that answer first thing in the morning.
Okay.
But I just felt like there's really no good time to say that I like more people than you.
All right. He is taking things. He is really taking things a little too serious. And
he
the
just
fact
really
that,
wants to tell her off. That's what I'm getting.
No, you know what it is?
Because he's so aggressive.
And
You're
this
talking
is
about she's
Tyrone.
aggressive. You're real aggressive to that woman.
Well, he's projecting how he is. He's trying to put that on somebody else. But the thing is, he said that he saw from his peripheral vision or the corner of his eye her looking at him, and what we saw, she was just standing smiling, you know, as I guess the other girl gave him her phone number. And what it just shows to me when he says that he does not know how to navigate, I guess, the whole dating thing and the questions that she asked him, it just shows me that he thinks he's ready to love. He's not ready to love. And you know why? Because he can't even be a leader emotionally. So if a woman sends you a text that has a question mark and ... are you still interested? So a man who wants to take a leadership role will say something like, you know, I am still interested, you know, and, you know, you probably will just give her a call straight up, you know, and say, hey, you know, you seem worried. Don't be worried. You know, I'm just getting to know, you know, people, you know, women, just as I'm getting to know you, so that I can make, you know, a good decision, and also so that you can make a good decision as well, you know? So, just like you are seeing other people, I'm seeing other people and things like that. But yes, I still, you know, like you, I am still very much interested. You know, I just went out with someone else. You don't have to tell them what you did. You don't have to tell her you're my number one. And you just tell her, you know, one thing you can be sure of, if it gets to a place where I'm not feeling it anymore, you will be the first to know. I will not leave you hanging. That's how a leader will take charge of that situation. You don't go and be all flustered at the table. I just can't, I don't know what, you know, with that text you sent, and it was very aggressive, like, mommy, the bully, very aggressive to me.
No, what that is is called gaslighting. Okay, that's what that's called, because the way you're coming out here, talking about she was aggressive, what you're talking about is really not even as aggressive as what some women would do, you know?
Although, you know what I think? That question mark ... right? Yes, that is, are you still interested? Okay, someone can interpret it that way.
Know,
but maybe not the question mark ... Maybe just give him a call and just say, hey, you know, just wanting to reach out to you. That's the other thing.
Firstly, I would not even give him a call. I would not even give him a text, because if you're interested, you will show it. I'm not finna be like, oh, are you interested?
Goodness, give me a high five. Yes. You never should have even sent the text in the first place.
You should not send the text, because one, you are a queen. You are the cream of the crop, and you don't have to be desperate asking a man, are you interested? You know why? Because you try 5 different guys on your line. Yeah. Okay?
And not only that,
not, you know, having sex with them, but just options, as
options.
Doja Cat would say.
You should, because if you start doing the pursuing, then
that's not feminine energy.
No, and then you take away from him that, you know, thing that he needs to hunt.
It's back
he
on.
Needs to pursue you.
Say,
so
I like more people than you.
You could have told me that morning.
And I don't like him.
I absolutely have not been giving you pressure. I've been showing you interest.
I'm just trying to identify, like,
can we just be happy about how calm she is as he goes?
She better
like
than some people, because somebody would have jumped over that table the way he coming at this lady.
No. Jump over the table? Oh, no. We will never be jumping off the table
I feel like you're not listening.
because of any man. Not any.
Not saying I would do it, but I'm just saying some people would not take it so lightly.
Women never jump off the table.
Don't jump off the table.
No.
We do not condone violence here.
We just don't do those things.
It's unladylike and it's not feminine.
Better, and you
So let me
feel
see what
like
she's
that
saying.
you handled it in the way that you
His
could
eyes are
handle.
shifting.
I'm glad these characters features were revealed.
That's really
because I
shifty.
knew I don't need to put my energy into this at all.
No.
And to kind of switch my mindset on the person who I was connecting with. You
Yeah.
do your thing, you know?
Mhm.
And I hope it works out for you.
Yeah, she smiled. He is literally gritting his teeth. She calmly
This is why
smiled,
I don't watch this show sometimes. Because
It
the
gets
men
frustrating.
be annoying me to infinity and beyond.
You know, you expect this from 20-year-olds at this stage in life.
Y'all
I
are
don't know.
y'all are literally in wheelchairs and y'all acting like this.
41.
No,
No, not no shade to nobody. You know, but
But I hear what you're
y'all
saying.
I'm just saying y'all too old to be acting this way.
Yes.
Come on.
Mhm.
I'm not shading nobody that's between 40 and
Okay, so
above.
that's Cornelius. I know him. And that's Corey.
You
Okay.
Obi-Wan, bro. You Obi-Wan.
So, are we waiting for another person?
That's it.
All over
Oh.
Cornelius.
That's it. That's it. It's just me and you. And
We waiting for anybody else.
Your wingman? There you
Courtney.
go.
She don't like Courtney being near her man.
A little bit leery
Okay, her name
Oh,
is-
she hugged Cornelius first.
because I know that Courtney and Cornelius had their previous connection.
Oh, okay, so
But I
she's
knew it was
Courtney.
still going to be a great
Oh, that's
time
Courtney.
because
I
it
didn't
was a
recognize
chance
her
for
with
me
her
to
hair up.
Connect with
Okay.
Cornelius again.
I thought it was a new girl that they brought in.
So was
I like it with her hair up too.
I don't know if I like the top though. What is Corey doing?
Just push me.
I got you.
Is she wearing a skirt? Oh no, she's wearing
It's
shorts.
shorts, yes.
I was about to say, girl,
I mean, what you mean? No, I'm just.
what is her name?
This one, Camille.
No, I'm talking about the other one.
Corey is so silly. He's kind of attaching himself to me
stupid.
though, yeah.
Stomping and party hopping and it's just all over the place.
I actually like Corey. I don't know why I should not like
Yeah,
Corey
we
at
shouldn't.
all.
But I like his. I like
But
you know. I like
his
a guy
energy.
that's corny and goofy. Because I'm
funny.
also the same way.
Yeah.
So, but he a player, so I'm keeping my eyeballs wide open.
Definitely running interference, and
Yeah.
he's keeping her occupied for me.
So, okay.
Oh, occupied from him.
So they're playing these games. Oh my goodness.
With your shirt off.
She's so aggressive. He is not
I
gonna like
know,
her
that's the
because
thing.
you're all on him like
He
this. No
actually-
man wants a woman who is aggressive and is all over him like you, his mother. If he interested, he won't be interested. Stop trying so hard.
Have to think about it. Okay.
And she's actually pretty, so it's just sad.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought, like, because you waited and then that night comes and then it's just like terrible?
And she's very smart. She's going for her PhD,
I can guarantee it.
and he's in electrical engineering.
I definitely
Eh,
see
like
it's
engineer.
actually here,
Okay.
so that's not gonna be a problem. I
Okay.
see the chemistry beforehand, and it's definitely
Yeah,
there.
they
so the
first,
chemistry's gonna be
yeah,
there as well.
there was chemistry
So,
that first
oh, that's gonna be fire.
episode.
Okay. What about bank account? What
Ooh.
does that look like?
Do you have student loans? Is that what?
Hell, do I? With 2 masters, a
Oh,
bachelor's.
God.
Yeah. So people always say like you don't carry those Cedar braids. So I'm not.
No, we ain't trying to get that.
Okay.
I like to do that free.
So you definitely.
Okay.
That's my house, and that's it.
Alright. So you just put your money in savings.
I like
Yeah.
that, Cornelius.
401k, IRAs.
Ooh, he said debt free.
Great.
IRAs.
I like a man who's a provider, okay?
Definitely put an extra check in the Tiffany box. At this point, I feel like I'm ready to love Cornelius. What you looking back?
No,
for? You trying to stand up?
they was back.
Okay.
From day one, my interest with Camille has been strong. The fact that she has taken such a interest in me to the point where she doesn't want anybody else to be around me is enough. It's very flattering. At the same time, I have to definitely keep watch, make sure it doesn't get on the other side of possessiveness, because I still want to get to know several other young ladies as well.
That's overbearing.
So he's taking like a leadership role. Okay, he understands her little
You know, and
Yeah.
pain, but
Don't do too much. Well, you already
Yeah,
doing too
Camille,
much, in my
yeah.
opinion. Me
Camille.
stressing over a man like that. Don't touch him. Don't touch him. That's enough. Excuse me? Me? I'ma get off my throne to come maintain you.
but you know what it is.
I saw you at the brunch. I saw
Okay.
you at the mixer, and I just didn't get to actually like hang out with you because I felt like you see somebody
Okay.
and you want to get to know them.
Actually,
and there's,
That was
like,
Creole
a time period where you want to
For shit.
just
For those who are
you know,
confused.
you getting close?
I'm trying to.
Ooh, he's okay.
Get in
Let's
good
watch this
position
for a
so that I
second.
can give you my undivided attention. And that
Courtney
way.
has masculine energy to me a little bit.
Does it make you feel uncomfortable?
No.
Okay. So does it good enough?
Well, she
position?
did say she's a Leo.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. What is he doing?
That's what
He
she said.
stayed
Commitment,
touching
someone
people.
that truly
She don't seem
understands.
that into him because she's like
is
this.
it.
No, she's
This isn't no,
checking it out.
It's been bad. I'm out. We ride together. We die together.
No,
No,
we
no.
riding and
I
living.
like that.
Hello.
I'm feeling the energy, y'all. Feeling in love. I can fall in love with this girl like that.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just too easy.
Wow,
Though,
okay.
I was finally getting a chance to see you today. I rushed as fast as I could to try to do something that would bring an extra smile to your face, and I went and picked up these here.
Aww.
We love a guy who brings us flowers.
Yeah. Aww.
I'm kind of liking Corey. I don't know why, but I
He
mean,
is a player. He's like a known player. Why do we like him?
he grows on you like a parasite. I have to go. Cringe?
Mary, yes.
Can we say
Do you want
cringe?
children?
Yeah, I have children.
I know. Do you want more?
I'm really open to just, a connection with somebody and then just going from there. I'm a little bit on the fence about Carrie. Conversation that we had didn't flow including some of the other conversation flow with some of your
Like,
ladies.
he's not feeling
As
you.
far out.
You have the instinct that he's not
It just
feeling
seems
you.
awkward.
Yet you sit there and continue to chit chat.
They try to force conversation.
I don't have no more questions.
And you still have questions.
She said, I don't have any more questions, and then she laughed awkwardly.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna be there telling you down like
Because she really, I think Carrie did herself a disservice.
Oh.
Phil went.
So like we're having this, or like a discreet PDA would be like, rush by, like,
What's going on with her back?
Oh. You better not.
Oh, it's the mic. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hold on, what's that
Yeah.
bump?
Yeah, I know. They always have something
spoiled
there.
mess out of my man,
Yeah.
and I want him to spoil the mess out of me. I'm filling,
She's an
his
intimacy
cup, he's filling
coach.
my cup, and we're just
Shiloh.
overflowing together.
I'm sure a lot of men will be interested.
I like that. I would say my connection with Shiloh has definitely elevated her into somebody I'm really, really checking for.
You gonna be my teddy bear?
You know what is sad with Carrie trying to force herself onto Dante? Phil
And on
was,
other men.
Phil was actually feeling. Put it on mute. Okay.
Family or fiance,
Phil.
we're going to rate that tomorrow.
Yes. Phil was actually feeling Carrie. That's why he went and stood next to her when they were doing the thing. Remember, he was on the other side. He walked all the way to come stand next to
Yeah.
her. But she totally ignored him and kept her focus on Dante as she was doing the bands. And it was so obvious the way she was just ignoring Phil completely that he just decided, okay,
I'm going to go to Shiloh.
yes, I'll go and see, if she will be interested. Because there's no point in him sitting there waiting while you chit chat with Dante. And then
Yeah.
Dante is not even feeling you. And
He can't
the
even
thing
make
is-
decent conversation.
But you know something else? She actually said she had a feeling that he was not feeling her.
Listen to your instincts,
Yet
ladies.
you
They'll never lead you wrong.
continued, Carrie.
Stop
Yet you
forcing yourself on
continued.
people.
You
Men
know?
don't like when women try to lead
Oh my
or try to
goodness.
push themselves on them. Sit back. If a man is interested, he will definitely show up.
will
But if he
let
doesn't,
you know for sure.
he will let you know for sure. Somebody who's into you is not going to have you all confused and wondering and all
And
that stuff
giggling all cringy.
to yourself because she was the only one laughing. I mean, like, damn, I was just like, Carrie, you're beautiful. You
She
are, but
actually
like,
is beautiful.
you have to stop. Women have to really work. I really feel like in society, they have really just put such an emphasis on how men are so great that women now have to be men in order to get respect, and we now
No.
have lost
No.
like our feminine stuff.
Well,
We aren't in touch with our feminine energy
Yeah,
as we should be.
that's true. That's true.
And we watched the Universe Guru, and she said, when you're with a guy, you should be able to keep him in his body. You don't want him to be thinking and being in his mind. You want to be able to bring your feminine energy to the table. You know what I'm saying? And you are here asking this guy all these questions. He's not into you. If somebody's not interested, get up and walk away.
Yeah.
You know, but don't be there embarrassing
You
yourself.
should not even be the one leading the whole thing with the
whole
questions.
conversation.
Like,
Me
with
sit down
questions.
and I'm gonna be
You don't
having
need to really
conversation with you. If you're not
Yeah.
interested, you will never hear from me again. You will
Yeah.
never hear from me again. You most likely will be blocked.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's just
Cherry.
me.
It's like
It's
it
just-
it was a little desperate.
And it's
I was
it's
really
hard to watch.
And you know, when I watched the first episode, which I just watched because I knew we had to do this, you know, I had put down here, Carrie has some sense because she was able to peek out how Corey was, right? She was able
everybody
to
could do that. That
Well,
wasn't that hard.
Well, she was the one. Well, the thing is, before he even, because I think she was the second one he went to, so it wasn't then. But he went to her. This is what Corey did that first episode.
I only
He
saw
was
the end.
okay. He was actually feeling Courtney. He was feeling Courtney, but instead of going to get Courtney, he gets the girl next to her. That's high school stuff. You know, instead of going for the girl you really want, you go and pretend like you're
on.
with her friend. Oh, that's
I like Naeem. He's actually very cute. He has these really nice, like curvy, like wide set eyes. He just had like this innocence about him. Yeah, he's like eye candy to me. He fine.
Be able to look into each other's eyes.
But
is
he has
Something
really
nice.
nice eyes.
A little
Okay,
bit
that's the
chocolate?
name that I don't know.
Not too much.
More later? Okay.
Pour that in there. Cheers.
For the lady?
Gracias.
He has such a nice smile too.
He does.
I want us to enjoy ourselves.
He
So
does.
that's why I know how to do that, is to make you a cocktail.
There's not a lot of fine guys
My date
here.
today is with
but
Tasia, and the
Naeem
truth
is
I don't think that we
number one
had
draft
the
pick for me.
opportunity
They
to
all
have a
kind of
proper
look
connection.
almost
So I wanted to take
alike
you
to
to
me.
a nice
Because
I don't know who this
I think
guy
it's
is,
like
but he
Me
looks
and
like
her see
Tyrone
this
a
I think
little
he
bit.
is Frank.
I want this one to be special to you.
Is that
What's a
Frank?
good
No,
cocktail?
Wasn't he
That's not
all in the booth with Aisha?
No. I know exactly.
This
who
is
he
the guy that was
Hold
with
on.
Aisha in the
He
booth.
came in
To see her.
late.
Absolutely. To see her cocktail. Let's do it.
Oh, yes,
to
that's
be honest with you. Frank
You
was
never even talked to him about how you felt about
connection,
Aisha
but I
and
really
Frank.
want to spend more time with him and be in an
Frank.
intimate space where I would get
Was
to
he
know
the one with
a lot
Aisha?
more about him.
Yes.
And to see her,
'Cause I remember he had the tattoo on his neck.
to show you that I see you.
She's the one who was very upset that they had picked her like she was on the chopping block. I know.
That man working that drink, man.
It's working in.
Cocktail.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I hope you enjoy it.
Perfect.
All these fancy drinks.
Remember her? She was the one who was, well, okay.
She was pissed as hell the first day. She's like, who the hell said
I
that?
know, because she had 5 numbers with her. So it's kind of like, wait, oh, did they talk about bad about me?
Embarrassing.
Probably they didn't speak up for her.
Serving you some drinks. We hope you like this.
He is so handsome.
They do make a very cute couple. They kind of look alike a little bit though, on the eyes.
But you know, they
Right?
said sometimes people that, you know, because you know, Jared and that other girl that was on The Bachelor who was crying over Jared and stuff, they actually started looking alike. It's like I've seen with some couples that when they have been together for a while, they started looking like each other. So that could be a sign, you
Right,
know.
but don't they look like around
They
the
do.
eyes, right?
Yeah.
To be had.
And they both have almost the same smile.
Yeah.
Being spoiled because I spoiled myself.
I'm trying to see what is her
He
name.
is fine. Like, usually bald men, I don't be looking at them, but he got a cute smile.
So this is Frank
And I
and
realized that. So
Yeah,
I'm here to
Woo.
have fun because
And
I'm happy to be
what
here
is
with
her
you. But the
name?
truth is,
Oh,
I want
Tisa.
to knock down that wall.
Tisa. I think that's her
So
name.
talk to me
Tisa.
about this guard. What's that about?
You know,
I mean, you just told me in a couple rounds, like the happy hour, the brunch, the mansion party, and so it's like, it don't take that many times, Frank.
no, and
You
that's
like,
why,
get
and
a
that's,
vibe.
and that's
So,
why we're, that's why we're here, and that's why we're here.
I would say this. I'm willing to compromise and I'm willing to
Did
learn.
he
and
answer
do
her
what I
question
can.
though?
Keep this
No,
going.
Tisa, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. Women
They like to
don't
skirt
let the man lead you through
the
the
conversation. Yeah.
And I know you want to find out a lot about them, but just
But you
just,
will.
just
If
have
it's
fun.
meant to be,
Have
you know.
fun with the process. Bring the fun. He will enjoy it.
Bring your juju.
You know.
Definitely
Yes.
somebody I'm feeling. Definitely somebody I'm very interested in. I hope you know that by now.
I don't know her name.
She's
I
pretty.
like you.
She has a
You
very
have
nice
the energy,
smile.
you feel good.
Very.
I think you're
See, she's
a
not
great
asking
woman.
really deep
Yeah,
questions.
the
They're
dress
just
is
having
flowing.
fun.
Get a little bit closer.
Zadia. That's
Zadia,
her.
personal
Okay.
trainer. Okay.
Hands being put on the
Yes,
side.
Zadia.
And it's a little dark in
Yeah.
there, so.
Chocolat.
Felt the
They have
energy.
some nice, very
Got me
nice,
smiling.
smooth
Yeah.
I
chocolat.
want to like be
Melanin
sure
is
as
puppy.
I have
Hello.
someone sure about me
Mhm.
and that wants to.
He is so. He has such a nice
And,
face.
I'm with you.
Let me see
But
what
I'm
she's
gonna
saying.
get to know different people.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my time and do this what I feel is the right way. I mean, but you said you always get what you want, so.
I do. I do get
Okay,
off.
that's how you
That's
kind of lead that
I do.
conversation.
I do.
This is being
I do.
honest.
Death stare.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Get to know you better.
And love in Chocolate City.
Love and Chocolate City.
I want to know you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm an entrepreneur also, so I have a tech startup. I left corporate almost a year today ago, and so that's really like the main focus of my life. I left corporate, but I now have like creative autonomy. I can say I want to work today, I don't want to work today, and so I work on my business. That's like the most important thing for me.
I'm obviously trying to put my best foot forward
Most
and ensure that I could possibly
Business is the
more
most important
romantically
thing
into
to
it.
her. Okay.
But I'm also getting a slight weird vibe from her. And to be quite honest, every single time we start a conversation, it surrounds her professional life.
You know, people always, I climbed the corporate ladder early, so I mean, I had a master's degree at 22.
Who are your friends? How do you have fun? Those are the conversations that I was
Men
hoping
want
for. Hey, well, you
Fun
know
in
what?
their life. They
Follow
want.
me out.
Yeah.
Maybe we see
Maybe-
each other
And I don't
soon.
even know what
Bring some
she's
fun.
wearing. Is this supposed to be a date? She's like wearing some head tie and she's wearing shorts, and that top was not flattering, honey. You should have gone with maybe like a halter dress
Was she
and
not
something
feeling
flowy.
him? Because remember, she was very upset that they kicked her out. Well, that she was on the chopping block. So maybe she has to get over that if she's gonna stay. And yeah,
I don't know
But,
what
yeah,
she was wearing.
all
I
about
also,
your professional. Nobody. I mean,
it's
that's
a
great.
date. It's
a
supposed to be
wonderful thing that
fun.
you've done,
You know.
You know.
This goes back to the feminine energy. You have to be fun. You have to bring some spice and some juju to the table. You know, but nobody wants to go on a date and hear about
And
your
then
job.
just hear, like,
People
your
don't even
resume.
like their
I mean,
job
he's-
on a day-to-day basis. You think they would go on a date
And hear about your job?
I was like,
No.
like, what do you like, girl?
Yeah, I mean, you could have said something like, you know, I've been a hard worker. You know, I've accomplished a lot, but this
Your
is what I'm looking
career-
for now.
You discussing your
what I'm-
career should have been one sentence, and that should have been the end of it.
Yes.
It
Two
should not
max.
be
2
10
sentences
paragraphs
max, no.
the whole date. Don't nobody want to hear about that on a date. I'm
And-
on a
and-
date to have fun, lady. You see him?
I don't know.
He was trying to have fun. He's
all-
trying to
he
be
looked as though
loose.
He was getting ready to go to sleep.
You see
was
how
like
he
this.
walked her out. Yeah.
But I'm happy.
Don't
he-
bore me
he-
to death with your job. I actually don't care.
I am happy though.
I mean,
that
unless
he
we're going to get
didn't-
married, then, you know, I need to get money first. You don't do that on the
But
first date.
even with that, you know. But yeah,
Yeah.
and then she said that's the most important thing in her life. That's what she's all about. So it's kind of like, okay,
I mean, she didn't even dress like she was a fun person.
yeah. It kind of, yeah, it
it's just
kind of reminds me of. I mean, that's kind of how I used to be, but then I wasn't looking for a relationship, you know. But you're here on Ready to Love, so
Nothing. It should be about fun, feminine energy, and all that stuff. You know, once you guys have maybe the first, second,
I mean,
third,
yeah.
maybe the fourth date, then you start getting a little deeper. But
He's not your future employer, so you don't have to give him the resume,
facts, big facts.
you know. So
but you did
I
not
don't
talk
know.
about Aisha and Frank. She was heated.
Oh my goodness,
She
Aisha,
was
you
so
know,
done.
I wrote it down because I had to.
Had all her
Frank,
notes.
you know,
She
Aisha,
wrote like a paragraph about Aisha and Frank's
what
date.
Aisha's, I mean, here she is. She says, you know, she likes him, blah blah blah, and
She wants to have an emotional connection.
She wants to have an emotional connection, and then the next thing you know, she is bent over and he's behind her. Okay, how are you getting that emotional connection as he's behind you and you are bent over at a
And
pool
Frank-
table?
Yeah, and Frank, it just
What
seemed
is-
like
what is
everything was
that?
just.
And then you went into the booth with him
I know, and then
And
you're there propping your
your
leg
leg-
up or something like that, and you're wearing a skirt, a
And
mini skirt.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
And then she
you
tried to
the
close. He
curtain.
said, "Girl, don't close the curtains because ain't nobody know what's gonna happen up in here." I'm like,
Aisha.
can we put the sexual stuff on the back burner when we're
She's the one who
dating?
came in and was just like, I am fine, and okay, I am fine. Okay.
Sexual tension will grow. It will always grow,
will
especially if that's
always
your person
grow.
and you like them. But
Yes.
don't start off like that, whatever stuff. If
Don't.
Frank, I mean, y'all talking about emotional connection, it all seemed very surface what he was saying. You know, I love the fact that you're a mother
Yes.
and this, that, and the third, or whatever.
And
And he just kept
looking
on.
at her in this
And then
predator
the
way.
men, all the men this
Okay,
season,
maybe
they
predator
keep
is
on
a harsh word.
hard.
What word? Like he was like
But
that's
they
what I
just-
noticed with
all
a lot
the
of
men
the men, not
in
all
here.
of them.
Okay,
but
at least a solid half. They are always
Yes.
trying to ogle the women and like always trying to get them to stand up
yes,
and twirl
hold their hands
and
up
trying
here.
to like get a good
as
ooh
they need
like
to turn around.
I'm like,
They're not an object. They
Okay.
are human beings.
Beings.
And yes, you know.
if you're gonna look, be subtle,
You-
but don't be looking me in my eye and then like
as though I mean, it's great. That
women
you
are not
show-
their bodies.
Yeah, you.
I mean, you can say she's beautiful, but have some damn coof.
Yes.
Let me go out on a date.
So
with
let's
Courtney from day
just
one.
listen. I really want to listen to this.
I
Mama,
noticed she was spending time with
turn-
you all.
Oh,
So,
God.
Okay, the men are now
I
meeting to see who's gonna go
rushed
home.
to The florist, pulled the roses out, wrapped it in my own paper, put the little bow on it, put some work on it. Let my actions speak louder than
Who's that? Is that Tyrell? Tyrell
That's
White?
the one that's Cornelius, the one who's with that girl who's overbearing him.
Oh,
He seemed upset.
yes.
Hit it off with Sabrina.
I can't stand
And
Tyrone.
then also Shiloh.
Hello.
Who?
Shiloh.
Yeah, Shiloh is now
Is that Tyrone?
the number one, the big joker now.
Really?
Is that the one who he said he didn't want Carrie?
Yes, that's
Oh.
the one.
So he,
Cybersecurity CEO.
Okay, so
What does that mean?
so he talks to Shiloh at night. Is that what he
The
said?
easier it is, the more I can
He did?
see
I don't know.
a future with her.
Okay, and then Sabrina.
Talk about Shiloh was a bit shocking. Sometimes you get caught into the process thinking that you're the only person has this connection with somebody.
Ah,
The guy
Phil.
listening
Remember
to
he
nice
had gone
things,
with
like,
Shiloh.
you feeling those-
I
I
love
mean, the
his
man
voice.
might think that there's a connection, but I don't see Shiloh being with no
I
Dustin Tyrone.
love
I'm
Phil's
sorry.
So
voice.
my biggest connection,
He-
as soon as
he-
walked into
he
the
fine.
audition was
He like number
Sabrina.
2 on the finest person on the
We
show.
got a chance to do the skating
Next to
ring
Naeem.
and
I don't know.
go to the side and have a
What's
good
his name?
conversation with her.
Who?
What is it about
Naeem?
love?
Naeem.
Of course,
Yeah.
you look at the curvaceous.
She is curvy.
Who?
Camille.
I see what you see, okay? However, she has a lot of personality, obviously, a lot of personality. I love every bit of it.
However,
And we have a lot in common, more than I thought we would have. So, yeah, it's definitely surprising. Also, Courtney surprised me. We definitely had a lot of phone
he
conversations.
was
and-
he was
checking out
watching
Courtney.
What you gonna do with it? You gonna slam dunk or not? So I was like,
Oh,
damn.
Corey not happy.
Who is Corey? Ah,
Because you know
yeah.
he said he could fall in love with her real quick.
Courtney.
Another dark horse that's kind of creeping in a little bit.
You
Who?
willing to put that work in?
Oh yeah.
You sure?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Who was it?
I did a one-on-one.
Courtney. Cornelius said he wants to put that working with Courtney.
When we stopped and smelled the roses.
Walter.
Well,
Walter
they-
is something about him. I know he has had tragedy in his life. I just still
But
think
Walter
he's a
don't
player.
seem serious to me
I
because
don't
the
think
way
he's
he
not
was talking about
sincere.
sex on the
Really?
episode 4, this one, the one whose wife died or whatever, he's talking about, I gotta have sex. Like, I need sex, whenever I ask for it, I need it or whatever. So he was like, there's no waiting period before sex, which is a red banner, because it's my body, and if I choose not to have sex, I choose not to have sex.
Red banner.
No.
Fight a red banner.
This blanket is the banner.
Okay, wait. Who's this
I had a
one?
good time, and I feel like I'm having some connection back.
Naeem.
Was that Naeem?
Yeah.
Now it's time.
Naeem?
Put in the work. We got
He was
9
talking about
days.
Zadia, right?
This week,
Yeah.
He says
we gotta
Zadia.
work on
Zadia.
Zadia.
who needs to say goodbye. I want
Okay.
y'all to break
Who do you
it
think
down
going
for me
home?
Right here, right now.
Well, let me
Who
see
you
the
not
ones
say?
that they didn't
I
talk
really
about. They
tried
talked
to make that
Shiloh.
effort with to see
Someone
it.
like
Yes, I think
Shiloh.
to see is probably going home.
Put into
To
it.
see is probably going
That
home.
comfort level is
Shiloh
just
likes
not there.
Sabrina. I don't know who Sabrina
didn't really
is
feel the
again.
energy there. Kind of saw the smile with the lips, but not with the eyes. It didn't really match, so it didn't really feel authentic. So
Tissa.
that type of energy kind of repelled me a little bit. From
Tissa.
her.
Tyrone, you told
Tell me about a rough date you had with Carrie.
I feel like it's because I actually.
Tissa and Carrie,
let it come out
I
of
think
my
I knew
mouth
it.
To Carrie that I don't see a full connection, but I did like her.
Well, what made that spin out like that?
I met someone else. Shut up.
Huh?
I got it.
So mine's is definitely Sabrina. We haven't had any conversations, but I know about the fact that she doesn't want to have any kids, and that's a no-brainer for me. I gotta have something from me.
Talk.
Yeah.
Talk.
Oh.
That's what I needed.
To be honest, each of these women, I wanted more time, but it's part of the journey, and somebody has to go home. So it definitely makes you know that you have to be more intentional because
Who is
one
he?
minute they're here, the next minute they're gone.
I have no idea.
One's time with us has come to an end.
That's
When
Dante.
it comes to letting people go,
Who I think
That is Dante.
you do it face to face.
I feel like
Next week,
Tissa
so we all
is
might
probably
get
gonna go
a hot
home, if not Carrie.
So make sure you
It's
brace
between
yourself.
those two.
The goal is
But
to
my
get
money is on.
everybody to their better half.
I want to say Carrie,
Yeah.
just because I've seen more of how badly her dates have gone versus Tissa. I haven't really seen much, but she just seems really silent. Always talking about her
Yeah.
corporate job, and then Carrie seems a little bit
I think
desperate.
They're gonna get rid of Tisa because it's just nobody has really had
Yeah,
a connection with her. You
probably
know?
Tissa.
Carrie.
I'm leaning a
she's-
little bit more towards Carrie just because
Yeah, Carrie is like, at least she's trying to get
she
to know
is
them.
trying.
She is really trying. I mean, she
I
just
mean, you
has
gotta put
had.
yourself out. Well, I mean, I'm not. putting
Yeah,
myself
and
out
nobody has really called her. She was one of the ones that I really liked.
Well, I think she
When
just
I
put a
first
bad
saw
taste in
her,
everybody's mouth when
it's
she was
just
all
the-
angry.
Who?
Remember Tissa when they all said, "Oh, she was in the bottom" or whatever and stuff?
Yeah, she was very angry.
She was
about
very
that.
angry about
Yeah.
that. So I mean, that
Carrie,
just,
I like Carrie.
like you said, don't show
Tisa-
your cards as a woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta be like Merla, the silent killer.
I would just be smiling all day.
I'll be like,
Have this little smile like this.
you'll never know that I'm even sweating.
Mm-mm.
One drop of sweat you
You'll
won't see.
see. All you'll see will be my smile and my lashes.
You'll be so confused as I'm writing you off and blocking you. Thank you. Yes. Oh my God, the
you.
date was amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
Blocked. Next. Who else on my line?
So, yeah.
Yeah, my money is on
So,
Tissa.
Who do you think will make a connection? I'm trying to see here. I thought.
I'm disappointed that Naeem is making a connection. But
With who? Who is
with
he?
Zadia.
Oh, why are you disappointed? You just like it?
That man is gorgeous, okay?
I know
That
he
man is beautiful.
He is definitely easy on the eyes.
He has such nice eyes and his smile and like his skin is so smooth.
Yeah, it's like butter.
I know.
Of
Just spread it on the
melanated-
bread,
like
honey.
brown
Just-
butter.
Yes, so
Chocolate butter.
But
And Zadia also has
Zadia's
chocolate
very
butter
pretty, yeah.
skin, too. She's beautiful.
yeah.
They're
So
both pretty.
I think they'll make a connection. Walter, I think he's just like Corey.
You know, let me say,
Player.
okay, I'm gonna say the men who. Okay, so Cornelius, I like Cornelius. I do. I think he has, but
He is a provider, and we love a man that provides. Okay, he got his credit together. He does not like debt. I don't know if he will pay her student loans like Bobby did for Danielle.
for Danielle.
I don't know if
I
he
don't know
would.
if that's.
It-
It should. It will be nice if it was in our
Listen,
black
you getting
culture.
married?
for
Well-
them to pay the student loan debt.
Well, in Islam, it's
But- Right.
that's kind of mandatory.
Yes. Yes. It's,
But
well, you hope because some brothers are like, but they
I would
should.
not.
They're supposed to actually.
I mean, I would not be with no brother that's not doing his part. But yeah, I mean, it seemed
I'm
like
trying
he
to
was
see.
leaning towards it. I don't know. I don't really know if he'll be
You
really
know-
interested. I don't see it lasting because she's a little overbearing, and they haven't even seen each other long. That's too much.
Okay, I remember. Frank, the one who you seem to like a little bit. No. I don't think we really.
Excuse me,
yeah,
I
no.
liked Frank.
Okay, so Frank, the one who was in the booth with that Aisha, right? But you know what I noticed in the first episode? He was talking to Libba and Aisha about
is Libba?
the tattoos. She's the one who has been gone. But this is what I did not appreciate. he was talking to them. In fact, he's the one who really brought up the whole. Well, Libba said, "Oh, you have tattoos," and he continued the conversation. "Oh, where do you have tattoos? Do you have any?" And she kept on talking about it and whatever. And then at some point, you could tell that he was either tired of the conversation or whatever, and he just looked really annoyed, like right there, and just kind of like rolled his eyes and just sat like this for a second, while the ladies Aisha and Liba were trying to kind of smile and whatever. And in the end, Liba just got up and walked away. But I just felt that was kind of rude. Like, you know.
I mean, I never liked Frank.
I just
feel like he's full of it.
You know, just manage the emotion. You gotta know how to manage those emotions where you're not showing. I mean, how I feel. Listen, I am not a man. But what I feel is that for men especially, you just have to know how to manage those emotions. I mean, I'm sure in some male class they'll teach that. But yeah, I prefer a man who will manage his emotions. Like
even a basic human being, you should be able to manage your emotions.
Just have some manners, because you're right there. Why do you have to roll eyes? Why do you have to just like?
It shows a lack of self-control.
Yes. Have no self-control.
Like, even as a human being, whether you're a man, you're a woman, or whatever,
even if you're
you
bored,
should just be able
smile.
to have self-control, you know?
Yeah,
and then just politely say, "Oh, you know, I have to go use the bathroom." And then you can roll your eyes from Kingdom Come in there.
Yeah.
But
something. But so that's why with Frank, he is a definitely no for me. Oh, let's see Cornelia.
There's only about 3 quality men I've seen so far.
Talking and some of them feel like that you haven't been as open. I don't know if it was just because from the first night that it kind of like off-put it. Some of the guys, you know, people that feel like still like they're getting that wall.
So as you may or may not know, gentlemen and I have had a deliberation, and collectively we talked about you. We talked about everyone, actually.
Of course.
But
I
definitely
talked
talked about
Carrie.
Don't be scared. It's cool.
The men have decided
You are not ready
that
to love.
you're actually still ready to love.
I had my money on Carrie, though. I said it. I said it.
Because I am.
Cornelius basically said that the guys felt like I had a wall up. So I didn't want to own that. I was just like, okay, here y'all go again. I've given them every alley-oop, layup, pass between
Peace and need to go
legs
home,
I can.
personally.
But that was the truth. So, you know, I can't be mad at that. So I guess that's one
She
of the
just
things I need to
seems,
work
you
on.
know, I don't want to say angry, because I really hate when people do that angry black woman stuff. But she don't. She just
is seething.
Seething. Yes. Seething.
Probably is worse than angry.
No, it's not. We don't believe that whole angry black woman narrative. She is just.
We don't think at this time you're ready to love.
At least Carrie was putting herself out there.
I
She
think
really
you have
was.
no
She was a little
problem,
desperate, but-
finding your gentleman, finding your husband, finding your king, and moving on and being very successful. But, as far as right now, that person may not be right here.
I really wanted to get to know more of you guys. I feel like I wasn't able to have that time with y'all. But, we have a short period of time and we have to make our connections where we can. And so I do appreciate you coming out here and talking to me. Even just this time speaking to you, I enjoyed it. So thank you. All right.
I like Carrie. I mean, she was very diplomatic. Such a lady.
I didn't get to connect with everyone.
Yeah.
So
Don't worry. A man is going to be out there for you, Carrie. I liked Carrie.
Yeah. Better than Tisa. Tisa's just like
This just lets me know
nothing.
that maybe my love is not here. So if you're
Although,
out there, find
I
me,
remember
'cause I'm absolutely ready to
when
love.
they had gotten on Corey, for doing all that shenanigans.
Okay.
She kind of went to the group as to kind of get people involved in it, like what he had done.
Yeah.
So, well, another one bites the dust. Carrie.
Pecs and muscles and testosterone and estrogen, Let me tell y'all something. I keep
My
finding
eyes.
parts.
But I love the.
It's just,
Oh,
I haven't had
her
a
whole
crush like
nipple is
this
showing.
since- Wait, I gave it to you anyway. You're my first crush.
Oh, it's gonna be an interesting day.
This one has her nipple
wait.
out. I don't know if people know. I don't know if she knows.
Two sexy things.
Better make sure the connections is really strong.
That's I think that's Joy.
That's Tony and
Were you,
Joy.
like, leaving love notes everywhere?
Tony. Who was Tony?
At this point in time, I don't know who.
The dancer.
Just focus on us.
Tony.
Tony! Woo! Yeah, I know because he was
You
all
sure you was
chiseled
Tony?
up. He had the abs. You know, Tony, he just had
You
that
sure it wasn't
stance.
Calfani?
God,
Like
that's
Cal-
bold.
No, that's that guy. Ray.
Who the hell is Ray?
Ray with that other lady with the big afro. The one who said fix your face.
They choose
Okay.
the worst people
because I think
to come
yeah,
on
I think-
this show.
I think
Why
it's
is
overripe.
Ray there? Ray was not serious. He was not
Yeah.
serious about Joy. He talked about how he left when her sister died. They broke up shortly after,
Yeah.
you know, and like
I know, sorry, Joy.
why
that was
is-
so sad when your sister passed away.
I know we
I
send our
know.
condolences.
You know, I don't know what I'll do if my sister passed away.
I don't know if
It'll be
my,
so
my
hard if-
mommy passed
and-
away. I don't have a sister, but this is my sister. You know.
Oh, honey. Okay, well, let's not talk about
Oh,
pass
yeah.
away. Okay.
Negative vibes. But yeah, we're about watching Life After Lockup. But
We're
yeah,
not doing that video though. Yes. Go
but,
ahead. Let's.
yeah,
finish
I
up.
don't. Ray, why the hell are you there?
Yeah, because that chest looks like Ray's.
And
to
he's
me.
bald.
He had that chest that kind of came down. It was quite a bit of chest, and yeah, I don't think it's Tony because Tony seemed to have a six pack. I don't know if Ray. had a
Tony has
six-pack.
hair too.
Oh, he has hair here. I didn't.
No, Tony has hair on his head. The guy that was
right,
there
it
was bald.
Yes,
I
so
would
that's
have loved
why-
to see Tony on there again, but
Mhm.
apparently he had some issue with
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Apparently he had some issue with Winter. I don't know if it was an anger thing or whatever. So that was a little bit of a red flag. But I like Tony's energy, so that's
yeah.
unfortunate.
Tony and what was the other girl's name? The one with the afro.
Joy.
Joy,
We love Joy.
Joy,
She was
Joy.
awesome. But she should have, girl, you
Yeah.
should have been with a chef. That man was into you. Y'all had chocolate, what is it, yoga or something.
Oh,
That's who
yes,
you
yes,
should have
yes.
been with.
He
Joy.
should've- Yeah, he seemed as
He
though he
seemed
had done
interested.
the work.
He had
and all
done the
that
work.
Stuff.
He was serious, you know.
He was serious. And
That's who
he
you
wasn't playing games.
Yeah.
Yeah, she missed the boat on that one.
That's who you should be with, girl.
She
Not
did
no
miss the
Ray.
boat.
But I know
Uh-huh.
because the sexual tension. That's why I always believe you should just put the sexual tension at the back burner. Because that sexual tension can literally cloud your whole judgment. You
Especially
hear
for a
thinking,
woman.
yeah,
Because then you put, for the man, it's just physical, right?
Yeah.
But for the woman, and it's not like just physical. Yes, they have their feelings and stuff like that. But more so for the man, it's more physical. And then for the woman, you start confusing sex,
With
the
love.
act of sex with emotion, and then you add intimacy, and then you start trying to fool yourself and start to
yeah.
see things that's not there. You begin to think there's love there, and it's really not.
Yeah. And
It
then
was
also,
just like an exercise sometimes for the men to get their release, and but for the woman who receives, right? The man gives and you receive because your vessel is opened.
yeah.
You take in all of that, whereas with them they have like pushed out something, right? They're not really receiving anything, so for them they can just push it out and be gone. This is an exercise, just like it's as simple as for them releasing sweat.
Yeah.
So
It also,
for
but
a
also when a
woman-
man is promiscuous, it's not good for him either whatsoever.
No, it's
but
not.
it's definitely more so detrimental for a woman.
Yeah.
So
But
it's just
it's not good for either person.
It's not very
It's
good
really
for
not good
either
for either
sex.
person.
yeah.
But, yeah.
That's why, I always feel like in these dating shows, y'all should really just put it on the back burner. Like, I know people say sex is super
Like,
important,
maybe
but
that
that
show,
will
There Was
grow
Love Is-
eventually.
Like
If you like somebody, you can learn all that stuff. You can learn how to be
please
with them. You
them.
can learn how to please
all
them.
all
Like,
that
but
can be learned.
when you look at all the things that you need to have for a life partner, sex is like maybe number 8 or 10. I mean, personally.
Yeah. I mean, it's important
It's
once
definitely-
you are married. Yes,
Yeah.
it takes a higher percentage.
Yeah.
But there's so many more things that you have to learn about this person. So it's best, especially for women, not to get intimate.
Yeah.
Wait until you get to know a person. Wait until you have that commitment. And,
Yeah.
But we try not to talk too much about sex on the show.
This is not what the show is
A
about.
little X from YouTube. We're talking about sex.
Yes.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
B, let's talk about
Not on this show.
you and me.
Okay, y'all.
But yes, we will be back tomorrow
Yes,
with
and-
Family or Fiance.
And we will have watched episode 2 and episode 3. Because that's the one we have not watched for Ready to Love.
Yeah, so we would be
Yes.
updated.
So tomorrow we're doing Family or Fiance.
And then Sunday we are doing The Other Way.
The other way, yeah. Oh, we're doing Huntsville because
Oh,
one
yeah,
of our
yeah,
subscribers asked for us to do Huntsville. So we are going to be, we have kind of been on and off watching the Huntsville.
I never
like,
saw season
yeah.
1, but I've been watching season 2 since the beginning.
Yeah, so we have been watching Huntsville.
We know
So-
nothing about LaBrie.
Oh, yes. So
Yeah.
if you can just let us know.
What it is, and
What it
then
is, yeah.
also when it's
And then-
on.
Yeah,
Because
so
we have
can-
never watched or even
Yeah,
heard
I-
the show.
Yeah, and probably, sometimes the
I
spelling
usually
is,
don't do
sometimes the
horror.
spelling is
Yeah.
wrong on something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I
like,
usually don't do horror movies.
like
I don't know if
horror
it's a horror
but
film, but
let's see what it is. Just
if it's
let
a
us
horror film, you'll
know.
be seeing me like this. Like 99% of the time, you'll be hearing me scream. So, but we'll check it out. We'll check it out. See
Definitely
what's
check
going
it out.
on. But yeah.
And thank you guys.
But it's Mary.
And Amma.
And thank you for watching the mother-daughter duo you didn't know you needed. Good night.
Night.